Okay, so we rolling? Right? You've got to tune to the afternoon show. Kevin Cole with you here on KEXP, down in the performance space with Nathaniel, Rateliff, and the Night Sweats. It's great to have you here.
Great to be back.
Yeah, it is awesome. How you doing?
We're good. We had a little bit of rest, but really we haven't stopped working since the first album came out.
I know, you've been super busy, and you must be super excited about the new album, Tearing at the Seams.
I'm very excited about it. I think we all are. It's been fun playing the new material for people, and excited for everybody to hear the new record, really.
Well, we'll talk about it in a sec, but let's hear some of the new songs.
All right.
I said he can't find your feet. Now maybe it's turned a corner, or maybe it's not for me. If you had a lover, why'd you bring them back to me? I can't find you on him, but I want you to dance with me. I'm in my corner, I know a place to go. Or maybe we'll love each other. Or maybe I don't know. I'm in my corner, I know a place to go. Or maybe we'll love each other. Or maybe I don't know.
Be there, yeah. All right. Here's another song called Be There.
Nathaniel, Rateliff, and the Night Sweats, two brand new songs sounding absolutely fantastic. Be There and Shoe Boot, both from Tearing at the Seams, the album out on March 9th. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, our pleasure.
Again, you must be really psyched to drop this on the world.
It was a really fun record to make for us, and it was different than any of us had really done before, or at least most of us.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Was it easy?
Yeah, it was easy. There was definitely times where I was stressed about what we were going to do, but then it kind of just all came together. We went to New Mexico for a little bit with Jamie Mefford, who helped us record a bunch of stuff there, and then we took that to Richard Swift after that, and thought we had a record, and it wasn't done. It just seemed like a little too sad. So went back to Richard's again, and ended up writing like 8 more songs in 5 days or something like that. And and it kind of helped fill out the record. But luckily now we just have too much material.
Yeah,
so.
well, no, that's great. Well, was any of that sort of pressure from the success of the last album? Did you feel any of that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. And we had put out records we really cared about for years that nobody else really cared that much about. So, I don't know, there's a pressure to, like, do what you want to do artistically, but then also I felt some pressure to, like, what are we going to do for the fans that we have now?
Yeah.
And how do we create new fans, and how do we reach more people with what we're trying to do, too, so.
Yeah, although the last album, has been described as a last-ditch effort, right, before throwing in the towel on the music industry. So when you put that out, you didn't care.
No, I mean, I was so discouraged at that point, and all the years we'd been touring on the road, and felt like we were just treading water. And, we all have families, we're getting older. It's like, well, you have to just, I feel like I was waiting for somebody's dad to tap me on the shoulder and be like, you did a good job, but maybe it's time to throw in the towel. But I don't know. I was, I would have been okay being a gardener, but I much rather prefer doing this. So.
And now that you have some perspective on that, SOB just taking off and exploding, and just everything that followed in the wake of that, and recording a new album, there's got to be sort of some advice to new and emerging artists, or artists that have just been grinding it out.
Write school. Keep going to school. Yeah. Or write a song that you don't really like that much, and be prepared for everyone to like it. So. I don't know. I feel like, if anything, just be honest with yourself always. And I think that's what we've always tried to do. And I was surprised. We were all surprised that SOB had the attention it got. And it was really this last song we recorded for the record in the sessions with Richard. So it was really Pat and Richard Swift kind of convincing me that, like, everybody likes this, right? When you play it live, it's like, people at label like it. Mm-hmm. Well, we should probably do a version of it. Let's just try not to make it so dad rock. So. Yeah.
Was there a moment where it was like not really something you were even thinking about putting on the album?
It wasn't something I thought about putting on the album, because I thought there was other songs that I thought were better, were written better in a way that I preferred. But
isn't it interesting how life is like that? And
yeah, man. It's such a surprise, and just everything that's happened to us in the last 3 years. Just working with Stax Records and being a part of that family, and being able to work with Farm Aid. We've done a lot of really cool things, and I feel like we've been able to help a lot of people along the way as well. So.
Fantastic, and man, you have traveled all over the world, and just I'm sure that's been an incredible bonding experience for the band. How did that impact the creation of Tearing at the Seams?
Well, since we've become such a good band, or at least I think we are a good band, just playing so many shows live, I really wanted everybody to contribute more to the songs, and we ended up doing a lot of the songs live in the studio, and just and it made us feel good. It was like, hey, we are a rock band. Like, we're doing it the way people used to do it all the time. We all sit in a room, and we can hear each other, and we just play, and
kind of the Stax vibe.
Yeah.
Well, it demystified a lot of the process for me, and the band being in there at the last session we did, when Nathaniel was mentioning we did, 7 or 8 songs in a few days. Those songs were, like, not even really arranged. We just went into the studio and that's, like he was saying, the greatest thing is just being in a room, no headphones on, just playing together. And it was almost too easy. We're like, oh, wait, we just tracked that. We can move on,
There'd be a couple of things where we just, like, kind of working through the progressions of everything, and then eventually Richard would peek his head through from the control room and be like, sounds great, guys. I don't really know what to tell you. Just nail down the parts, and that's about it. Just still rolling. I'll see you guys later. I was just like, wait, he's just going to leave? So...
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Well, I was going to ask about the relationship with Richard and how you guys connected, and bringing him back on the second album.
I think we probably could have worked with whoever we wanted to for the second record, but I feel really comfortable working with Richard. I feel like we're family, and we all do, and we have it's just a really relaxing atmosphere and a really easy atmosphere,
Yeah. Do you see that in part as kind of what a producer can contribute, is really setting a vibe?
There's that too. I also feel like you can walk into a room with a producer and you're making their record.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with their ego. And there's already 8 of us in this band. There's plenty of ideas to kick around, and so yeah, just for the most part, we try to stay out of his way, and he tries to help us do the best thing for the song.
Related to that somewhat, it's been noted in the past that you generally would make the demos of the songs and then bring them forward. This album was different.
Yeah. Well, this time for I used to just like sit in my attic and try to demo a lot of stuff out. Where this time we went to New Mexico and I had some ideas, and I'd go away in the morning and work on them, and come back and I'd kind of like, this is what I'm thinking, and we kind of all hash it out together, and then we just start tracking it with Jamie. So it'd be like Pat and I, and sometimes we do drums and guitar together, so we have a good solid foundation, and then do some layering. Yeah.
It sounds like this wasn't an issue, but you guys are so amazing live. Was it a challenge to capture that kind of energy in the recording?
You know, that's always like a thing you encounter when you're trying to record in whatever band. But I feel like we definitely did there at the end, especially when we were just tracking live in the room. You know, that last session mostly was all just live, and I think the vibe comes right across, you know. There's definitely a few mistakes here and there that you're like, oh yeah, that was played live.
But I love that about records, is hearing the mistakes that are in there, you know, like not just what we're doing, but, you know, classic records, you know, you can hear like the squeak and the kick pedal of the drums, and yeah, just adds character. You know?
Yeah, totally. You know, there's a lot of, you have a lot of up-tempo songs and kind of songs that you can dance to, but there's also kind of a heavy lyrical component to many of the songs too. So there's this balance of you can dance to them, but there's also a lot of room for introspection and thinking. Does that theme or that idea continue on the new album?
Yeah, I think even more so. I felt like it took a little bit more time to think about what I was writing and think about the narrative, and they might be a little bit about me, but you know, I was trying to expand outside of that too. So
yeah, there's a lot of joy in your music. Other than making music, how do you use music in your life? Like, is it hard for you to separate being an artist from being a music lover, music fan?
Well, I feel like it's kind of. I was just saying this jokingly a minute ago. It's hard to determine what is work and what is personal life at this point. And when it comes to just enjoying music, there's definitely sometimes hard to listen to something because you're like, wow, that's interesting. They tracked only the ride cymbal here, and then like
you're constantly dissecting and
yeah. But then there's also, I still have the joy of like listening to a great song, you know, or like great singers. You know, Damien Gerardo, who's from Seattle. I love
Richard Swift's work with him.
His last 4 records are just brilliant, and that him and Richard did together. And Andy Schaaf, who's a Canadian singer-songwriter, and his last 2 records are great. And C.W. Stone King, I think, is one of my favorite guitar players and male singers. And, you know, he's just some weirdo from Australia, but he's the real deal, you know.
Very cool. Well, you make a lot of people happy, and as I mentioned, a lot of joy in your music. How about some more songs?
All right, here we go. This is one of our favorites, I think, as a band. It's called A Little Honey.
You're just so far from where I want you. I need you. Come on now, baby. You speak so soft and low. Come on now, baby. You think that I don't know. I need some honey. Come on now, baby. told. Oh, you can't always be as happy, love. We'll have to wear our fears so everyone can see it too. Come on now, baby. You speak so soft and low. Come on now, baby. You think that I don't know. I need some honey. Come on now, baby. I need you, baby. I'll let you live and I know. See it too.
The really hilarious thing about this new record is we use so many different tunings that it makes it ridiculous to play a show. There's like, we played 35 minutes the other day and we used like 5 different guitars. So, but it is what it is. So. Yeah, it used to be the one the whole time. So. Get rid of that.
I'm alright today. You're gonna find a way to cross and you're gonna get there. And I'm on fire today. Ain't no water here to calm or even put me on. I find a better way. Am I crazy or the wind is gonna blow me down? I'm gonna leave it all out there tonight. I'm gonna leave it all out there. I'm gonna leave it all out there tonight. Oh, I'm gonna leave it all out there. You seem tired today. Were you up all night afraid of what the future might bring? And I feel fine today. I had dreams of you in places I've not seen before. You get so carried away, like love is new to bodies first to touch it. This ain't getaway. Build walls around your heart to try to lock it in. I'm gonna leave it all out there tonight. I'm gonna leave it all out there. I'm gonna leave it all out there tonight. I'm gonna leave it all out there. Cities and the plains. Well, you got time, you're on the man, babe. But everybody wants the same. And everybody wants the same thing. I'm gonna leave it all out there tonight. I'm gonna leave it all out there. I'm gonna leave it all out. I'm gonna leave it all out there.
Nathaniel, Rateliff and the Night Sweats. 2 new songs. You Worry Me, Man. Such a killer slinky groove in that song.
Oh, thanks.
Just love that. It's just got a hook. And before that, A Little Honey, both from the new album, Tearing at the Seams, out March 9th. Album release party at the legendary Apollo Theater in Harlem on the 8th.
I know, pretty exciting. I mean, it's not going to be James Brown live at the Apollo, but it's a lot to live up to in a little room, you know?
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. And then you tour Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And then and it looks like the whole summer is booked out, starting the U.S. In April.
Yeah, we're pretty busy from when we left our house the other day till the end of August. So.
Do you now book little chunks of time to get home and recuperate?
No, I don't.
We tried.
I mean, I think we have like a week off. But the guys have a week or 2 weeks off at one point, but I don't think I'm going to get to do that. So, but this is, such a rare opportunity where people care about what you're doing, and I feel the responsibility to continue to work as hard as I can to do whatever we need to do.
Yeah, you're creating music and art and sharing it with the world. It's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Again, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats. Do you mind introducing the Night Sweats?
I would love to. On drums is Patrick Meese. On bass is Joseph Pope Bernard III. Damn it, I did that backwards, didn't I? I mean, we've known each other. How did I screw that up? Wow.
Because I knew I was looking at you. I was giving you that. I knew
Joseph
you were
Pope
going
III on bass. Jeff Daisy on saxophone. Andreas Wild on saxophone. Scott Frock on trumpet. Luke Mossman on guitar. And Mark Schusterman on piano.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
It's great having you here, and huge thanks to our video crew, Alaia, Jim, Justin, and Scott. Kevin Suggs helping out on audio, also Elaine and Nancy on hospitality, and thanks to all of our donors that make these sessions possible. Again, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, thank you.
Our pleasure, thank you.
It's KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.